Hey everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my gatefold top box. Again, it's one that I have made previously. This one is slightly larger and is using those gorgeous teapots. Cup of tea, Tea Boutique DSP. It just opens up nicely. Good sized box, I think. But yeah, just a different sort of style of lid. I think what I love the most is that when I cut the DSP, I didn't really intend on doing it so that it would still match up on the lids, but I love that it does. Tahitian Tide is the one I've used for this, so I've been using a lot of the new in colours, but I do love them. I do think they're really nice. But yeah, so this is my box, lots of layers. I've gone back to my 1/4 inch, 1/2 centimetre layering here. I do prefer it, I think. So yeah, let's go ahead and make it. I have done it in centimetres. For reference, it is, that's my dog. Yeah, there's very little to it. Yeah, maybe not even 1/2 centimetre here. And depth wise, again, maybe a millimetre, but other than that, it's exactly the same, works exactly the same. I've just obviously done this one in rich raspberry. If you want the overlapping here, as you can see with mine, I've literally done it the thickness of the blue, the thickness of the card, so it is just 1/2 a centimetre, 1/4 inch. But if you want to make it more, then obviously you just need to lengthen these pieces. My dog's being naughty, I think. Right, so for the box base, lovely Orchid Oasis I'm going with on this occasion. So your box base is 8.5 by 7.25 or 22 by 19 centimetres, and we're going to score all of our sides at 1.5 inches or 4 centimetres. Exactly the same as all of my boxes in terms of them being just basic folding, scoring, folding and gluing. Okay, so fold and burnish, then quick cut through here, 4 corners. It's always easier just to do this bit first anyway. Start with the base and then you can build on it. So those are my corners cut out, and then just get adhesive on these tabs. Got pegs, peggy pegs. I've just taken my dogs out for a walk and now I'm really warm. It's always the same, isn't it, when it's not so cold outside but you come back inside and suddenly it's really warm. I've just realised I've still got doggy bags in my pocket as well. Just saw one popping out. Right, so that's the base made up, ready and glued up, so I'm going to pop that to one side. For your hinges, if you like, for the top, you need 2 pieces, 7 3/8 by 5 3/8, 13.7 by 19.2. You're going to do them both exactly the same. So on your long side, we're going to score at 1.5 and 5 7/8. Then we're going to rotate it clockwise, and on the short side we're going to score at 1 and 2.5. So again, I'll do that one on here. Long side 1.5, 5 7/8, and that's 4 and 15.2 centimetres. Rotate clockwise and score at 1 and 2.5, which will be 2.5 and 6.5 centimetres. Okay, fold and burnish both of your pieces. And then we'll make up our layers before we do anything else. Well, we'll cut it and then add our layers. Okay, so to start off with then, what we need to do is separate the side parts here. So I'm going to cut down this one and down this one. I'm going to create a wedge on this middle one and cut away the bottom. Okay, so we're going to do that on the other side. So cut up those sections there, create a wedge and cut away. So you're left with this, and then you repeat exactly the same on the other one. Okay, now we can add our layers. So what I would advise when you're doing this is to hold or put your boxes on the top here the way they would be if you were going to have them on your box, because you need to get your DSP the right way. I made this mistake a little while ago when I was doing it. Okay, so lots of layers and DSP. So as you can see here, I've not glued them, but I've already sort of laid them as I need to, because obviously if you put them both this way and put your DSP on this way, when it goes on your box you'll have one upside down. That's why it's wiser to do it this way. So you will need for your layers, so 2 pieces of card that are 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. That's these top bits here. Then you will need your layering DSP that will be 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. So the card will be 10.7 by 6.7 centimetres, and your DSP will be 10.2 by 6.2. So that's those. Okay, then you'll need 2 long strips for these parts here. So these are 1 1/4 by 4 1/8. And as I say, you'll need 2 of those. And then your DSP is 1 inch by 3 7/8 of an inch. So in centimetres that will be 10.7 by 3.5 and 3 by 10.2. I know I did that one back to front then. And then your final pieces, that are the 4 that we have here, your card needs to be 2 5/8 by 1 1/4. And your DSP needs to be 2 3/8 by 1 inch. Oops, that's just moved. And then in centimetres that will be 6.7 by 3.5 for the card. And the DSP is 6.2 by 3. Okay. That way, just making sure I'm getting my DSP the correct way up. So that one needs to go upside down to me for it to be the right way round on the box. And that one on there. Okay, bring our base back in. So we're going to start with either side, it doesn't matter. Get adhesive on one side, get that peg on, and that side peg on there, and then this side on like so. And then the next thing then is to, see, I only use the pegs just very briefly to hold it. So then the next part is to add adhesive just to this strip here. So adhesive on that one. And then all I do is sit my box in, as you would anyway, and then fold that piece over. Okay, pop it down that way so that gravity will assist, and then the same with this piece here. So we're going to do exactly the same, pop that in, just make sure nothing catches as you do it, and fold that over. Now I found that they just kept wanting to lift up. So I grabbed a couple of blocks and rested them on the top whilst I did my decorating. So for your sentiment, I have two pieces here. So my dark colour is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4 or 8 by 5.5, and my white is 3 by 2, which is 7.5 by 5. So I've got my cup of tea. So go back with take care of yourself, crumbs, and that lovely little flower. And while I'm here, I may as well put my mugs on there too. Oops. Okay, so Orchid Oasis for my sentiment, which I put just over to the right there. And then I'm going to leave that out just for a second, and I'm going to grab my yes, no, actually, I'm going to be contrary and use Tahitian Tide for my little flowers, I think. Yes, they're nice. And then on this separate piece I've got here with my Orchid Oasis. Was I going to use that one? No, actually, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet, I think. And just pop these on here. And this one just on there. Oh, crumbs. And then I'm just going to grab my Sweet Sorbet Stamp and Blend. This is just my light. And I'm just going to use the fine end just to colour in those leaves on the cup. Just to add a little bit of interest, I guess you'd say. As you can see, it literally doesn't take anybody with any colouring experience to do these. Just whiz around those leaves. And then finally put this away. Okay, so this can now be adhered onto here. Pop that to one side, and then my teacup dies, just the plain shape for this one. Bring my big boss in, that will actually finally be going away now. I've had him on the floor for a few days while I've been prepping all my videos and filming, so it's time for him to go back on the shelf for a day or two and have a little rest. Well deserved, I think. Okay, so there's one little cup, and then just through again for this one. Get rid of that. And that, and them, and then we can finish this off. So I've also got the matte decorative dots here, so I'm going to pop these lovely Tahitian tied ones on the flowers. Doesn't want to go on these ones. Those on there. And then I need a little bit of seal, because I'm just going to put a corner on that cup so I can stick them together. And then dimensionals, which will literally go on most of it. One more just there. Oh, crumbs. More haste, less speed. That's those off. Put those off. Oh, and I almost forgot. I also have a panel here that will cover the mess on the back. It does sit just over, but if you find that your edges stick out, I know it's not the best way of doing it, but I literally just trimmed them like so, because once the board is on the back you can't actually see them anyway, so then it's all tidy. So not probably messed this one up completely, but not the most professional way of doing it, but it works. So, and this piece is 5 5/8 by 4 1/4. Comes nearly, and that's 14.1 by 11 centimetres. But yeah, you see, once that's on, it hides those panels, but it also, you can't see where you've just trimmed, so that's nice too. Okay, so make sure nothing catches on layers or DSP. Pop your box together, and then obviously this is going to sit like so. So from here onwards I can add some adhesive. So this will sit in the centre, and my teacups will go just on the top there. And there you have it, my gatefold top boxes. Definitely prefer this one. What do you think? Thank you for joining me, Hope to see you all again very soon. Bye.